Good morning and welcome everyone to the number one talk show, The Informer. I'm your host, Nate Hostetler, and this is what we have in store for you today. We have a special guest on the trade of something you all love. Yes, the diamond trade. Without further ado, please welcome our expert on the diamond trade, Dr. Zach Smith.
Thanks, Nate. Good to be here.
So Zach, you are an expert on the diamond trade, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So what exactly is the diamond trade?
Well, diamond trade is pretty much exactly as it sounds. It's the trading of diamonds from Africa. 2/3 of the world's diamonds actually come from Africa. Sometimes these diamonds from Africa are called blood diamonds, conflict diamonds, or war diamonds.
Oh, I see. And why exactly are they called blood diamonds, conflict diamonds, and war diamonds?
Well, see Nate, in order to obtain these diamonds, these blood diamonds, if you will, people will go to drastic, usually violent measures.
Could you give us some examples?
Absolutely. The men in charge of this will cut off hands, feet, legs, just to get their point across.
But wouldn't cutting their hands off not allow them to pick diamonds anymore?
Well, yes, technically. But the men in charge want to establish authority so that the workers would see them getting their limbs cut off, and then they will work harder.
So the working conditions are bad for the men?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Just imagine working in a muddy, gross, wet, disgusting river, picking out diamonds for over 6 hours a day, and you only make 7 cents.
Wow, that's terrible. I can't even imagine.
Exactly. The conditions were horrendous. Not to mention, sometimes these diamonds were traded illegally.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, these diamonds very frequently are smuggled into other countries, which only hinders the industry. In one case specifically, and there are numerous other cases, but people in the Democratic Republic of Congo were smuggling diamonds as a living. And eventually it all just blew up along the Angola border once the Angola government discovered they were smuggling and mining on foreign soil. People were beaten and raped when this caught wind.
But can't the government just step in at this point and put an end to it?
Well, theoretically, yes, but, how are you just going to stop it? Diamonds are a major part of society today, and it would be very difficult to end the violence and abuse without ending the diamond trade altogether.
So do you see an end to the violence anytime soon?
No, not at all.
Now, is violence always used while trading?
No. In fact, the first time that diamonds were discovered in Africa, South Africa specifically, it was a friendly exchange.
Really? And could you elaborate on this, please?
Yes, I can elaborate on that. In 1867, on the banks of the Veil River, a Dutch settler, Schalk van Niekerk, was visiting his neighbors and noticed the children playing with a collection of pretty stones that they had found along the banks of the river. These stones caught his eye, and although the stones were only as big as a hazelnut, they seemed heavier and looked different than any other stone that he had seen before. The stones that he found near some river were indeed diamonds.
So how did it evolve from a friendly exchange to what it is today?
Corruption, greed. Over time it just got worse and worse.
So why were these men so interested in these diamonds? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Alright, well that is all the time we have for our show today. Thanks for watching and make sure to stay tuned for next week. Have a good evening everyone.
For obvious reasons, their value. Diamonds have a high value and are very high in demand. Men and women all over the world buy diamonds. And if Africa is an area with a large amount of diamonds, people will try to take as much as they can.
Good morning everyone and welcome to
Blooper number 1. Yes, I can elaborate on that. In 1867, on the banks of the Veil River, a Dutch settler, Schalk van Niekerk, was visiting his neighbors and noticed the children playing with a collection of pretty stones that they had found along the banks of the river. These stones caught his eye, and although the stones were only as...
Elaborate on this, please?
No, I cannot elaborate on that.
Zach, you just messed up. You just messed up your line.
unlike you, but you're